What if I told you that the one thing you've been conditioned to believe makes you a good man is the very thing that is silently killing any attraction a woman feels for you? It's not about your looks, your money, or your status. It's a habit, a subtle, insidious habit that most men are completely blind to, yet it triggers a deep, biological revulsion in women. You think you're being kind, thoughtful, and considerate. But in her primal brain, the part of her that governs desire, you are communicating something else entirely. You are communicating weakness. Today, we are going to dissect this habit. We will expose the raw, unfiltered truth of female psychology that no one ever talks about. By the end of this video, you will not only understand this habit, but you will hold the key to eliminating it forever, giving you an almost unfair advantage in every interaction you have with women. The habit is this: constantly seeking her approval. This isn't about being polite or asking for her opinion on occasion. This is a chronic psychological posture. It asks the man who can make a decision without first checking if it's okay with her. The man who texts, "I was thinking we could go for Italian tonight, but only if you want to. What do you think?" It's the man who, in a moment of intimacy, breaks the tension to ask, "Can I kiss you?" You think you are being respectful, but what her subconscious mind hears is, "I am not a leader. I am not certain of myself. I need you to guide me. I need you to validate my existence." And this, gentlemen, is the single most repulsive signal a man can send. The great deception. Her words versus her biology. Now, a part of you is already fighting this. You're thinking, but women say they want a nice guy. She told me she loves how considerate I am. And you're right, she does say that. Her conscious, socialized brain, the part of her that wants a reliable, safe partner to build a life with, genuinely appreciates kindness. But attraction is not born in the conscious mind. Desire is not a logical choice. It is a primal, neurochemical reaction forged over hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, and it operates on a completely different set of rules. This is the fundamental secret most men will never grasp. A woman's psychology is split. There is what she thinks she wants, and then there is what her body and her biology instinctively respond to. Her biology isn't looking for a nice man. It's searching for a man with a strong, uncheckable internal frame. A man who has his own reality, his own purpose, and his own direction. When you constantly seek her approval, you are outsourcing your frame to her. You are essentially telling her, "You be the man. You lead." Evolutionarily, this is a death sentence for attraction. For millennia, a woman's survival and the survival of her offspring depended on her ability to select a mate who was a competent, decisive leader. A man who could handle pressure, make tough calls, and navigate the world with certainty. A man who constantly defers and seeks permission is broadcasting, on a subconscious level, that he cannot be trusted to lead or protect. He is a liability. The result, her nervous system tags you as subordinate. Her desire circuits go dark. She may still like you as a person. She might even love you in a platonic, brotherly way. But the raw, sexual polarity that creates intoxicating desire completely evaporates. You have just triggered her maternal instinct, not her mating instinct. You have become a project to be managed, a son to be guided, not a man to be ravished. How to decode her secret signals of repulsion? She will never tell you this directly. Her conscious mind probably doesn't even have the language for it. But her body cannot lie. If you learn to read the signals, you will see the truth. This isn't about one isolated sign. It's about recognizing the pattern, the cluster of signals that tell you you're in the approval-seeking trap. The micro-expression shift. When you ask an approval-seeking question like, "Is this okay with you?" watch her face closely. You might see a flicker of disappointment, a subtle tightening of her lips, or a brief loss of light in her eyes. It's a micro-flinch of repulsion. Her biology is recoiling, even if her words say, "Yes, that's fine." The consolation pat. When a woman desires you, her touch is electric, lingering, and exploratory. When she sees you as a subordinate, her touch becomes a consolation prize. It's the quick, non-sexual pat on the arm or the shoulder. It's the touch that says, there. It's okay. It is a gesture of maternal comfort, not sexual interest. The shift in vocal tonality, pay attention to the sound of her voice. When she's attracted, her voice will have a certain musicality, a flirtatious, warm undertone. When you trigger her repulsion by seeking approval, that warmth vanishes. Her voice becomes more polite, more formal, almost clinical. The seduction is over. You are now in a business meeting. The energy drain. This is the most crucial signal. When you lead with certainty, you inject energy into the interaction. When you seek approval, you suck the energy out of it. You'll notice it in her texts. The replies get shorter, the emojis disappear, the response time gets longer. You have become a chore because you have signaled that you are not a priority to yourself. What we are discussing here is a level of psychological insight that 99% of men will live and die without ever understanding. They will forever be confused, wondering why the nice guy approach leaves them frustrated and alone. If you want to join the 1% of men who operate on a deeper level of understanding, who can command attraction instead of begging for it, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. This is your training ground for mastering the hidden dynamics of power and desire. The antidote: forging an iron core of internal validation. So, what is the antidote? It is the cultivation of internal validation. This is not about becoming an arrogant, selfish jerk who dismisses her feelings. That is the immature interpretation. True internal validation is about becoming a man who is so centered in his own purpose and principles that he does not need a woman's approval to feel worthy or certain. He invites her into his world. He does not enter hers and ask for directions. Lead the damn logistics. Stop asking, "So, what do you want to do?" Announce the plan. "I am picking you up at 8. We going to that new cocktail bar downtown I told you about." This isn't a command, it's a confident expression of your intent. You are giving her the gift of not having to decide, allowing her to relax into her feminine energy. Stop asking for permission to escalate. Don't ask, "Can I kiss you?" This shatters the entire reality of seduction. Instead, learn to read her signals of receptivity, the eye contact, the proximity, the lingering touch, and then you act. You lead the interaction forward with quiet confidence. Hold your own ground. If you disagree with her on something, state your opinion calmly and playfully. Being overly agreeable doesn't create harmony. It creates boredom. You think that's the best movie of the year. We need to have a serious talk. This creates attractive friction and shows you have your own mind. A man whose life revolves around a woman's approval is a man without a center. But a man whose life revolves around his mission, his career, his fitness, his purpose, and who confidently invites a woman to be a part of that journey is magnetic. She feels his strength and her biology responds. So, you have a choice. You can continue down the path you've been taught. You can be the nice guy who finished last, the one who constantly seeks permission, the one who lives in the friend zone, serving as her emotional confidant, but never her man. Or, you can accept the biological reality we've discussed today. You can shed this repulsive habit of approval seeking, learn to lead with a calm and centered certainty, and become the man whose very presence communicates strength and creates an undeniable field of attraction. The choice, as always, is yours. Understand this secret or stay frustrated forever. If you're ready to master the art of attraction, subscribe now. Your next lesson is coming.